Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I'm Clay Morey, president of the International Astronautical Federation, and welcome to our Diversity Luncheon, celebrating differences, fostering inclusion, and recognizing the efforts of our community in promoting 3G plus diversity within countries and organizations that are members of the Federation. Diversity is our strength. We had a wonderful breakfast this morning, also celebrating on the diversity topic. And we had a great presentation from NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, and they talked a lot about how they go about fostering and pursuing diversity within their organization. They were one of our award winners several years ago of our diversity award and continue to contribute as a sponsor and helping other organizations become more diverse. Since 2017, 6 organizations and 2 projects have been awarded our Diversity Award, and 2 more will join them today on this stage. Every year, the number of applications for our Diversity Awards increases. Our community becomes more inclusive, and we've really tried hard to promote this effort of 3G diversity throughout our IAF programming, through our committees, through our bureau structure, and all the way through. And it's really become a living part of our organization, and I think really has benefited the organization. I mentioned at the breakfast this morning, just for example, 41% of the registrants at our conference are from Next Generation, that is under the age of 35, which is a fantastic statistic to mention. It's really going to be paramount for us to continue on this path. We're in an industry where we want to attract more diversity. We want to attract more women, in particular, to science, technology, engineering, and math. We want to make sure they stay active and involved in our industry, and so this is a critical feature of what we're trying to do. And then also geographically, we tend to be, as an organization, heavily European and American. And we want to bring in the other areas of the world. I'm happy to be here in the Caucasus region. We look forward to going to Sydney in a couple of years for Asia Pacific region. And we want to make sure that we continue to promote that. We've done events in Quito, Ecuador, and other parts of the world, Morocco. So we want to continue geographic diversity as well. And this is important for us. My next task is to introduce the sparkling new director of the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs, UNOSA, however you want. It's like potato, patata, yeah? Arti Olamani, would you please join me on stage? Okay.
Thank you very much, Clay. As some of you might know, I've only been in this role for the last 2 weeks, but I can tell you that during the interview process, the principles of diversity and inclusion were driven home very loud and very clear. I must say, even if they are core principles of the United Nations, in my experience of the space industry so far, they've been more slogans than reality. I have tried to support other women as they sought to assume senior positions in the space industry, and that hasn't always worked, and I feel very sorry about that. Having been, however, at the IAF UN workshop now and at the IAC this week, I can see that in this forum, diversity and inclusion are embedded by design. That is encouraging, refreshing, and I must admit somewhat surprising for me given my past experience of part of the space sector. It's amazing that in an age when we are figuring out how to go to Mars and send tourists into space, we're still having this conversation. There are 3 simple arguments that should end this debate once and for all. The first is the equality argument. We've been arguing for gender equality since time eternal. That in itself means we recognize our inherent differences and we want to overcome them, be they gender, race, religion, ability, orientation, culture, or language. The second is the economic argument. Research has shown that companies that embrace diversity are more likely to see above average profitability than those who don't. Not only do representative organizations make happier people who make good work, but our differences drive creativity and enrich outcomes. The third argument is the future argument. As we expand humanity's footprint into the universe, we have to surely ask ourselves, are we doing this representing the diversity of the human race or not? You know, the UN system is a 77-year-old multilateral process that takes time, requires compromise, patience, and doesn't change its working model very easily. Despite this, I can firmly say that UNUSA has dedicated programs that most of the companies I have worked with can only dream of. We consciously and proactively embrace equality of opportunity, diversity, and inclusion. We have various programs, Space for Women, Space for Youth, and we have a cohort of young professionals from all continents that are in positions of influence in our office. I'd like to share a story with you that maybe isn't so well known. The first American woman to fly into space, Sally Ride, broke many boundaries. But until her death, she carried a personal secret, only revealed after her passing. Sally Ride was the first acknowledged gay astronaut, only to come out in her obituary in 2012. I am happy to share that UNUSA is a member of UN Globe, the interagency group representing LGBTIQ+ personnel and dependents in the UN system. Promoting diversity invites authenticity, and we owe that to ourselves and to each other. If I was to share any advice with you, I would say be the best that you can, be yourself. Thank you.
So, friends, it's a pleasure to be here with you today and to take the stage to recognize the efforts of those in our community that lead in promoting diversity. That is a very, very important task. We have a long way to go still in the Federation, but these organizations are leading the way, and we thank them for it. So let me start first. I am delighted to announce the recipients of the 2023 IAF Excellence in 3G Diversity Award. As in previous years, we have two categories. The first category is for an organization, and the second category is for a team. And I would like to say that it is gratifying to see that we do have more countries participating in this program, and we have an increasing number of nominations, which is a good sign that we are moving in the right direction. With that, let us journey to South America, and specifically to Costa Rica, and to honor the outstanding efforts of the Colegio Federado de Ingenieros y Arquitectos de Costa Rica, CFIA, an organization that brought together young colleagues from the region, from across the region, to organize the first Central American space project. Please join me in a round of applause while we welcome on stage Marco Antonio Zuniga, CFIA's president, to receive this well-deserved award. And also for this award, if I could call the Vice President of the IEF for Diversity Initiatives, Michal Ashamiri.
Good afternoon, everyone. May I especially greet to Mr. Clay Mori, IIF President, and Mr. Anthony Suguranis, IIF Vice President for Honors and Awards. As President of the General Board of the Colegio Federado de Ingenieros y de Arquitectos de Costa Rica, it's an honor and a privilege to be here to accept the Excellence in 3G Diversity Award. I want to express my deep gratitude to the International Astronautical Federation for the recognition and for highlighting our commitment to gender inclusion and the participation of women in the field of the science and technology. This award is not just for our institution, but also for women engineers and architects in Costa Rica who have worked tirelessly to break barriers and open doors in a world traditionally dominated by men. It is also a tribute to the men and the women who have supported and promoted gender diversity in our professional community. Diversity is a powerful force that drives innovation and excellence in science and technology. At the Colegio Federado de Ingenieros y de Arquitectos de Costa Rica, we have worked hard to create an inclusive environment where all boys are valued and respected. We have implemented policies and programs to promote gender equality and have promoted opportunities for women to excel in their careers in these fields. Our commitment to gender diversity is reflected in the talented women who lead innovative projects, who occupy leadership positions in our organization, and who serve as role models for future generations. We know that there is still much work to do, but we are committed to continuing to move in the right direction. In a world where technology plays an increasingly important roles in your lives, it is essential that all voices, perspectives, and talents are represented in decision-making and problem-solving. Gender diversity in science and technology is not only a matter of justice, but also a need to address our society's most pressing challenges. I want to thank everyone who has worked tirelessly to make gender diversity possible in our fields, especially the CFIA Gender Joint Commission. I want to encourage all young women who dream of a career in science and technology to follow their passion, never give up. Together, they will be able to achieve great things and build a better future for everyone alike. Once again, thanks to the International Astronautical Federation for the honor, and thanks to all of you for support and commitment to gender diversity in science and technology. Thank you so much. Pura vida, Costa Rica.
Okay, let us move on to the second award of the day, the IF Excellence in 3G Diversity for the category of projects or teams. It is my pleasure to call on stage Sherry Klug-Bunstra, Principal Investigator of NASA's Lucy Student Pipeline and Competency Enabler, L-Space program, who is here to receive the award for the L-Space NASA Proposal Writing and Evaluation Experience Project. Congratulations. And also let me invite the Michal Asha Mimri, again, our IFYP Vice President for Diversity Initiatives, to join on stage.
Well, it is such an honor to be here and to have this program actually highlighted as the 3D Diversity Award. We really looked at the program to be able to empower all students that have the chance to actually have a pathway and a way forward to actually be very innovative and thinking about how to be able to be additive to humanity. Within this award, we give the chance for students across the U.S. to be able to be thinking about how the steps would take to actually take an idea that is something that's a challenge that's unanswered as you know, we find today in today's kinds of future activities that we look at, and the kinds of ways at which we need to be additive to being able to give people power to take advantage of their position in their communities to make things better. And the Proposal Writing Academy is really the backbone of having them learn the process of how you take an idea and you make it real, and you find funding for it, and you actually can be part of that power moving forward in terms of change. And we really embrace the fact that we have been able to be so diverse within our program, whether we have community colleges all the way up to the high research universities. Everyone comes together, mixed together, all ethnicities, all different cultures, and comes together with amazing kinds of outcomes. And we've partnered with the NASA Space Technology Mission Directorate, who I'm going to let talk about this a little bit, but we thank you from our heart to actually have us bring this home.
Yeah, so I'm A.C. Trania, NASA's chief technologist, and on behalf of NASA, I'm so pleased to be here. At each NASA center, we have a chief technologist, and at NASA Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama, we have a gentleman called John Denkinich, who is their chief technologist and is very key in working with Sherry and the team. And so I'd also like to acknowledge John, who could not be here today, for his great contribution from the NASA side. So. And then finally, a final thought is some are like, okay, proposal writing, why is that important? Okay, you may have seen the OSIRIS-REx mission where we returned a sample of an asteroid from Bennu. That $1 billion mission started with a proposal like this. This is the kind of proposal this program helps young folks develop and mature and understand and learn, so then many years later, they can write that $1 billion proposal. So I'm very happy to be part of this program. I'm happy that NASA's part of it. We all stand on the shoulders of giants, but those giants every generation teach the next generation. It's incumbent upon this generation to give the next generation these kinds of tools, not just technically, but how to write about that technical solution to not only propose a $100 million mission, but the next $1 billion mission. If we're going to get to Europa and find life, if we're going to go to an interstellar star system, it's going to be based upon these proposals. And this next generation needs to know how to write these proposals and put their ideas together to get us there to find life and go to the next star. So thank you very much.
Okay, and this concludes the program. Thank you all very much. Actually, I'll go off script and just put a plug in for this because it's very close to my heart. It's very important. So diversity is critical to the success of our entire community. And it gives us strength and it gives us ideas and perspectives that everybody brings to the table that we lose out on. And we have a really tough job in our industry, in the space industry, and we cannot leave any stone unturned. We have to welcome all good ideas, and we have to welcome all people, whatever walk of life they come from. That makes us better as a community, it makes us more effective, and it makes us better models within our societies in a globe that is in strife. It's better to model what we do here as a space community. So I'll stop with that. Thank you all very much, and thank you for being here.